Today on The Young and the Restless, Ashley has doubts after a grilling by Victoria. Tucker sees through Billy's fishing expedition, and Victoria calls Nate out. Billy arrives at the GCAC and pays off an employee named Simone and tells her he appreciates the tip. Tucker is seated at the bar and Billy joins him. They banter about married life and Billy asks Tucker what the status is of the plan for Jabot. They discuss Ashley moving on from Jabot. Billy thinks it seems unlikely. Tucker says the situation has shifted and they no longer need him. Billy points out that nothing's changed at Jabot. Diane is probably ready to take a seat on the board. He doesn't think Ashley has changed her mind about the woman. This is a fatal mistake, and I just don't believe that Ashley has decided she doesn't care about protecting her father's legacy. Tucker chuckles. He says he sees right through Billy, whom he thinks was intrigued by the idea of running Jabot all on his own, and is now scared he's missed his chance. Victor welcomes Nate at the ranch to discuss the report he had him analyze. Nate asks if he can speak frankly and then tells Victor he finds the early planning for SNA to lack cohesion. It's like the three CEOs came up with singular visions and then put them together. There's no unity. His theory is that on top of the brothers' friction over Sally, Adam's focus seems to have been only on one thing, Newman Media, doing whatever he can to combine it with SNA. Sharon and Nick don't share his fixation. Victor says it will be handled. Nate declares that Adam's actions are detrimental to SNA. It's a clear red flag of what's to come. The brothers being at odds is also bad for business. Victor asks if he has suggestions. Nate wonders if Adam can be controlled or if there will be another fixation down the line. Nick plays things safe and a new company demands boldness. Victor asks, if you were in charge of this company, what would you do to drive it to success? Nate tells Victor that the merger of McCall and Kirsten Incorporated was short-sighted. McCall's media division is taking off quickly while Kirsten's tech is on the verge of being obsolete. He'd strip Sharon's company down to its bare bones and fold McCall into Newman Media if it were up to him. It's good business. I know you see it too. Victor says, so does Adam. Nate's sure that sooner or later Victor will bring the new company in to create a new powerhouse. Nate figures Victor knows all of this already, so he wants to know why he's really asking him about any of this. Victoria spots Ashley sipping a martini at Society and offers her congratulations. She's surprised that Ashley allowed herself to be seduced by Tucker again. She also heard they've started their own company and finds it all to be quite a shift for the blonde. Ashley wonders if she's accusing her of being ruthless. Victoria asks if she'll really turn her back on her father's legacy with a competitive entity, or is she just trying to get Jabot away from Jack? Ashley assures Victoria she and Tucker are not the new corporate Bonnie and Clyde. She and Jack agreed mutually to part ways. Victoria just can't believe she's comfortable leaving Jabot behind. Ashley shrugs. What can I say? I'm in love. Victoria hopes she and Tucker are prepared for fireworks. She confides that Adam is targeting Newman Media and she knows just the kind of instability that infighting can cause. Ashley wonders if she wants to know something she's not saying. Victoria admits she's concerned about how all of this will affect Billy, who doesn't deserve to be put in the middle of a family war. Ashley says he's exactly where he wants to be and will be fine. Victoria asks if he's somehow part of her plans. Ashley reiterates that Billy's in a good place and will be able to handle whatever challenges pop up at Jabot. Victoria muses, so you believe there will be challenges. Ashley says she does, because of Diane. That's why she had to step aside. It's untenable for her. Victoria insists it doesn't sound like Ashley at all to throw in the towel and walk away. She won't stand by and let Diane damage it. Ashley insists she has to let go. Victoria isn't buying it. Offended by the interrogation, Ashley asks, "What is this?" At the GTAC, Billy questions Ashley's change of heart and accuses Tucker of trying to ice him out because he didn't want him to be a part of it in the first place. Tucker tells him, "I don't think you're trustworthy. Look what you're willing to do to your own family." Billy counters, "I could say the same thing about Ashley." He insists Jabot is going to suffer because of Diane. Tucker suggests he take it up with Jack. Billy tells Tucker if he really cared about Ashley, he'd fix this. Tucker grins. Billy sees an opening for himself. With Jack punch-drunk in love, he'd be much better suited to run Jabot. Billy will do whatever's necessary to restore balance. Tucker chuckles and tells him he'll have to figure out on his own how to dethrone Diane. On his way out, Tucker spots Adam and needles that he can't believe his ego can handle being out in public after Audra thwarted his blackmail attempt. Adam shrugs that you can't win 'em all and teases that he still has those emails. Maybe he'll let them out and wipe that smile off his face. Tucker doesn't think he'll do it. Adam says SNA would survive, but Tucker wouldn't. Billy walks up and asks, "What's going on?" At the GTAC, Adam tells Billy that Tucker's giving him a hard time about how he's choosing to run his company. Tucker smirks, "Yeah, that's what's going on." He walks off. Billy and Adam discuss Chelsea and Connor getting settled in at the new school and Anita's. Billy tells Adam he's sorry about all of this stuff going on with Connor. It must be difficult for him. Adam guesses he's trying to put him at ease so he can fish for information about Tucker. At Society, Ashley needles at Victoria's awfully protective of Billy. Is she having second thoughts about their split? Victoria asks Ashley to be straight with her about Billy's involvement in her departure from Jabot. She and Billy share children and she cares about him. Ashley states, "Everything is going to be okay for Billy, okay." With that, she walks out. Nick arrives at the ranch and Victor tells him Nate was just leaving. Nate exits, and Nick asks what that was about. Victor says he asked Nate to give his input on SNA's business plan. Nick wonders why he'd do that. Is Adam on the chopping block? He informs his father if he's thinking about replacing Adam with Nate. He should know he will not work alongside that guy. Victor denies any plans to make changes, but Nate made some good points, such as Kirsten being obsolete in 10 years. Nick says they plan to upgrade, and if Victor had concerns he should have come to them. Victor tells his son that his views about Nate are clouding his judgment. His assessment was right on. Nick warns that at the end of the day, Nate will stab any one of them in the back to get ahead, including Victoria. In his suite, Tucker texts Audra, "Adam's still a wild card. I want him dealt with." Ashley walks in and they kiss. Ashley senses something's wrong. Tucker insists he's fine. He's excited about their fresh start. Ashley shares that she had a weird conversation with Victoria that got her thinking. She knows it's the right thing to do to step away from Jabot and let Jack and Diane think she is through with the company. Tucker thought she had. Ashley says it's just not that easy. She's worried that Jabot will collapse if she walks away. She can't let Diane win. Downstairs, Billy denies working with Tucker. Adam suspects he dislikes Diane more than Tucker, and it must have crossed Jack's mind to replace him with Diane as co-CEO. Billy denies that's a possibility. Adam is sure Jack's considered it. Billy snarks, "Remind me to never show you compassion again." Adam insists he's showing concern for Billy right now. Billy argues that he doesn't have a concerned or trusting bone in his body. Adam says, "Now I know you're fishing for information about Tucker." Billy asks, "What if I was?" Adam says he might have information that Tucker would never want revealed, and it's the damaging kind. He might be willing to sell it to somebody if they could do him a favor. "I'm around, Billy," Adam says as he walks off. Nate arrives at Newman in time to hear Victoria leaving Billy a voicemail that she wants to talk to him about his family. He notes how caring she is about her ex and wonders if she'll be so worried about him if they break up. Victoria snaps, "It's not the same thing and you know it." Nate apologizes. Victoria closes the door and tells Nate she had an odd encounter with Ashley that upset her. She's tired and needs to unwind. Nate pulls her close and wishes he could join her, but he gets the sense they're not at the stage where she wants him at her home. She thanks him for understanding and asks about his meeting with her father. Nate can't figure it out. It was either the best meeting or the worst. Nate relays that he pointed out the strengths and weaknesses of the company, and he asked how he would handle things if he were in charge. Victoria thinks he definitely has a plan that involves him, one which would take him away from Newman Enterprises. Nate thinks the company needs a strong, singular leader. Victoria thinks it's unlike he'd offer it to Nate. Nate wonders if he did, would she block the move? Victoria wonders if he's trying to play her for a promotion at Newman Enterprises. Sharon arrives at the ranch and asks what's going on. Nick doesn't know, but he has a feeling it has to do with Nate Hastings. Adam walks in and Victor announces that he has some thoughts about the new company. Some changes will be made. At the Abbott mansion, Billy updates Jack that after talking to Tucker, He thinks the surrender is real and they're giving up the fight. He thinks Tucker wants to move on but doesn't buy that Ashley does. Jack worries it's an effort to put them at ease before the next onslaught. Billy also picked up on a conflict between Tucker and Adam, who has information on the former. He wants to trade it for something else. Billy tells Jack that giving Ashley her portion of the company threw their original plan off kilter. Jack wonders why he seems disappointed. In Tucker and Ashley's suite, he tells her that Diane is not going to win. Why is this still an issue? Ashley reminds him they're talking about her father's legacy. Tucker thought they'd agreed she wasn't going to fight an unwinnable war. Ashley argues it's her family. He exclaims, "I'm your family too." He complains that her obsession has gotten in the way of them for months. He thought she wanted to walk away. Ashley fumes that they need to be able to talk about this. Tucker marvels at her strength. He just wishes she could focus on them for a bit and let everything else take care of itself. It will. I swear. At the ranch, Victor tells Sharon, Nick, and Adam that they're going with Adam's plan to fold SNA into Newman Media. Adam chuckles at his father, admitting his idea was a good one, and muses, "Dad, it's never that simple with you. After the hell you rained down on me, I don't believe you just changed your mind because I said so. So what really changed your mind, Dad?"